Renting with roommates, the pros and cons. Renting a house or apartment with a roommate is one of the best ways to save money and live comfortably. However, finding the right person for your living situation can be difficult. Once you sign that lease together, there's no going back, and it may be hard for either party to get out if things go awry. So, let's examine the basic pros and cons. Pro: lower rent payment. If you're looking for a way to reduce your rent costs, renting with a roommate is an excellent option. During the rental process, you'll split the cost of your room with someone else and pay less rent than if you were living alone. This is especially helpful if you're on a tight budget or just want to save some extra cash. Con: more space, more overall cost, sometimes. You might like the extra space you have, but you'll have to think if it's really worth the higher overall rent. You might make an agreement with your roommate about how much space is your own and who cleans which rooms. However, at the end of the day, it will be more space to pay for and clean. Pro: a new connection. A roommate can be a great way to get to know someone. You can learn a lot about someone by living with them, and you might also learn a lot about yourself. Hopefully, you'll have a new friend after the experience. You may even find that they have become one of your closest allies. Con: less time alone. You may actually see this as a pro, but many people are made uncomfortable by this. Either way, you're going to consider the possible downsides of sharing everything with someone. If it turns out that having roommates is not for you, then there are other options. Pro: a new perspective. One of the biggest benefits of having a roommate is that you get to experience life from a different perspective. You may learn something new about yourself or even make new friends. This can be especially helpful if you haven't had many friends outside of your hometown before moving out on your own. It's also good for getting out of your comfort zone and feeling more confident. Con: the roommate agreement. If you decide to live with a roommate, you'll probably need an agreement outlining the details of your living situation. This can help prevent disputes down the line. But things can quickly escalate into uncomfortable situations if you don't have an agreement written out. You should both decide on who is responsible for which task. You can always hire professionals if you and your roommate don't have time to organize this yourself. Renting with a roommate can be an overall positive experience. If you're going to live with a roommate, you must choose someone who is responsible, organized, and respectful of your space. Overall, renting with a roommate can be an enjoyable experience. Just make sure to consider all of the pros and cons.